Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and today I'm going to try to mill this fantastic looking hedge log. A lot of people call it Osage orange, but whatever you call it, it's got some really great coloration to it. This log's been sitting in the weed and the muds for probably 20 years. I got it power washed, I got it cut on both ends so I can see that it's still solid wood, and I'm going to try to cut it, but honestly, I have a couple concerns still. Number one is, can I even cut the length of this? It is an incredibly hard wood. Even in the state it's in right now, I don't think I could drive a nail in it. So when you're ripping something long ways, that's a lot to ask of a chainsaw. The second concern is that it's got a lot of splits in it from laying out so long. It's possible that whenever I mill it, those splits will separate and my slabs will be in two pieces. I don't think that's going to happen, but there's only one way to find out. Then my third concern is it's kind of a wavy log. It's not a nice straight run, and so if I put the ladder on it right now and made my first cut off the top, I'd have to take 4 inches off this end before I even scratched the other side. So I really don't want to waste that much. So I'm going to try to turn it to the way that is the closest to straight so that I can rip that top slab without wasting much. And, you know, hopefully we can get some nice looking wood out of this. So I'm gonna go get a log cant. I'm gonna get the new 500i chainsaw, and I've got to put the ripping bar on it and the ripping chain. Then we'll get this rolled, see what the best direction is, and see what we can do with it. All right, I'm thinking having this flat right here be the top is gonna give us the best result on cutting. I've never tried to turn a log on this stand, so I don't know how that'll go. So I was afraid of it's gonna try to roll off of it. Obviously I could get the grapple and turn it that way. Alright, so we've got a high spot in the middle right now, but you're going to get that with the majority of logs. So I need to figure out what plane I want this to be on. I might try to take just a little off the top right here with the saw freehand before actually getting the mill out. Well, that's obviously not a straight cut like you'd get if you were actually milling it, but I think it might have done the job because it took about 3 inches off of that side. I'll bring this around here and show you just fantastic coloring on this. That's just about perfect. That sits flat on there. I should be able to cut a really thin cut off under this, or this is, the ladder's 3 inches. I should be able to put my saw at 3.5, just skim a little bit off this, and then go to town. So all I've got to do now is switch from my cross-cut chain to my ripping chain. All right, well, I've got the ripping chain on, I've got the ripping bar on, I've got the chainsaw in the mill. All I've got to do is screw the ladder down. Last time I used some strapping like you would use to hold the water pipe to a wall or whatever. And I think this time I'm going to screw the ladder down to the log directly. I've got these drill bits here that are bigger than the shaft but smaller than the head. Just gonna drill a couple holes in the ladder rungs and then screw the ladder down. It'd be better if I had some flat washers, but I don't. I will next time. So I've got the mill set for 4-inch cut. These are a 3-inch screw. So as long as the screw head's not more than an inch below this, it shouldn't hit. So I think I'm good on that. In normal operation, you never run a chainsaw full throttle for an extended period of time. You open it wide up, make your cut, and then let it idle until you make your next cut. Even if that's only a couple seconds in between, it's not continuous. And this is continuous, and that's really hard on a saw. It took me about 8 minutes to cut the length of this, and part of that is just because it's such hard wood and it's slow going. The other part is I would run it for a minute, 45 seconds, somewhere in that range. Then I would stop and let the saw cool off for maybe 30 seconds. I don't know if that's necessary or not, but it's what I did. That is some really, really hard wood. That was slow and painful to cut, but it's really got a nice look to it. I think before I cut the next piece, I'll pour a little water on this one just to see what it looks like. Dang, I was just gonna flip that over. It was too heavy for me. But you can see, got a hollow spot right here. But this could still be used with some epoxy. Good gosh. That is heavy. So we have a 4-inch thick slab here that is probably 12 inches at the thinnest part right around here. Down at that end it's a full 20 inches because I could just barely, and I actually had to trim it to get the mill over it. So that tells me it was 20 inches. But fantastic looking wood. Surprised that it can sit on the ground that long. And the inside of it is just, I mean, that might as well have been cut down yesterday, the way the hardness is on this, if not harder. So this may be the last time I ever mill hedge with a chainsaw. It cut this wood fine with a crosscut chain on it, which has a 30-degree angle on the teeth. But with this ripping chain that has a 10-degree angle, I mean, you saw a brand new chain. It's just powder. There's no chips out of this at all. And I don't know how much of that was to be expected with a ripping chain, but it really struggled. And that's a strong saw right there. And it really struggled to push through this. So I'll probably be able to cut another 3-inch piece off of this before I'm bottoming out right here. But the sun's already setting and I'm gonna call it a night. I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. In just a minute you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.